right? So 4 things that motivate people: rank, recognition, prizes, and money. Like business cards, for instance. Do you remember your first business card?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. And I remember mine.
Exactly.
You know, the people listening probably know about, remember theirs. Okay, well, get these people business cards. Like, for instance, you own a hair salon. Okay, well, guess what? Pretty girls that cut hair, guess where they spend time on Friday, Saturday night? Out at nightclubs. And guess what? Guys approach them. They want to talk about, what you do, and they want to know what they're up to. Well, they have a business card that says, senior hair stylist, something creative. It's rank and it's recognition of the business card. So all of a sudden, you think you just made it easier for them to bring somebody in to get their hair cut. Yeah. Sure, he's trying to come in and get a date, right? But what, strictly speaking,
he's going to show up for the haircut too.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. He's going to fork over $50, right? So, and then there's all sorts of creative stuff you can do at the other end of that. But the bottom line is, and actually I'll just tell you. So let's say that first time buyer, like, do you think they're hairdressers, right? They're really good hairdressers, and their sisters, their best buddies, go to somebody else to get their haircut. Like, do you think that happens? Absolutely, right? Yeah. It's weird, right? Yeah. Okay, well, if they were motivated to bring their best buddies and their family members in, do you think they could pretty easily bring them in for a couple haircuts? Yeah. Okay, well, what you do is this. You work out what's the profit on the first time purchase. Let's say it's $100, they charge $100, right? And strictly speaking, there's $50 of profit. Okay, well, I say to you, Craig, as a hairdresser, when you bring somebody in for the first time, you get the profit of that cut. Okay. Right? I got to pay for the lights and sharpen the scissors, and I got to pay some rent. But I work out that I've got $50 of profit there. Well, you get 50, I get 50. Do you think you're going to be motivated to phone your grandma?
Yes.
Your mom?
Yeah.
Your best buddy?
Yes.
Anybody you've known back in the day in high school and lost touch with?
Yeah.
Well, for sure, right? Because $50, you bring in 5 new people a month. Do the math, right? It's $250. Bang, straight in your hopper. So anyway, so that's where you get a little bit creative, right? Okay. Basically it's a little bit of a, that's the money side of it, but get creative. Don't just offer them a raise. Okay. But so 4 things that motivate people on the planet: rank, recognition, prizes, and money. And by the way, that works both internally and externally. Okay. So it works for, your staff. It can also work for your clients, whereby they become premium clients. Okay. The person who spends the most with you in this quarter goes to Vegas. The person that's, spends the most this year goes to Australia, etc. Right? Yeah. So you can do that externally, but I don't want to confuse things. No. We're talking about development. So rank, recognition, prizes, and money. Business cards, assistant managers. Essentially what you want to do is get a little bit creative. In fact, let's say that you had a staff now, like you have a manager, and if that manager left, you'd be in all sorts of strife, right? You think there's a lot of businesses out there like that? Absolutely. Okay. Well, do you think businesses float every day of the year, right? Well, do you need to own 100% of your company? No. And the answer is no. Well, you could take a 25-year-old manager who's a sensational operator, and you could provide him, and by the way, for $10,000, you don't just need to give it to him. Yeah. For $10,000, Craig, if you want to buy into my company, you hand me $10,000, I'm going to give up 10% of the company moving forward. Do you think you just turned a manager into a business owner? Do you think that's powerful? Absolutely. That comes to rank, right? So all of a sudden, and by the way, you still have all the decisions in your company. He just owns 10% and he's motivated. And by the way, on Monday, you're not going to need to cut him a new set of keys, because he's going to put on a helmet. He's going to open the door with his head because he's so motivated to get there on Monday, because now he's a business owner, right? So he took the jump and he became rank, right? Okay. Makes sense? So again, get a little bit creative with that. Weekly workshops. You need to have a weekly brainstorming session. People support things they help create. Okay? Okay. So you need to get your staff members in and get them involved in the process of your business if you want them to buy into it as their own. Okay? You just ignore their attitudes and their opinions and everything else. Essentially, what you're going to do is just end up with a disgruntled employee that, yes, is going to leave and become your competition or work for the competition, right? Okay. That's the way it's going to work. So you need to have a facility for them to come to. And by the way, just so you know, I've lived this stuff, right? And anybody listening, you've tried to run the weekly staff meetings and nobody shows up, and you get all sorts of trials and tribulations with it. Well, I'm here to tell you that you can't deal with the problems. All I want to do is deal with the solutions. You need to find a way to get them there. Okay. Offer them incentive. People, they'll come if it's fun. You got to make sure that it's fun. Okay. And notwithstanding your clients do business with you ongoing because it's fun. Your staff members stay with you because it's fun, not because they have to. Okay. Okay. So essentially, and remember this, essentially people are like plants. They grow or they die. they do not stand still. Okay, so if you're not taking your employees seriously and you're not facilitating the process of them taking themselves seriously, you've got an employee that's dying inside that will leave. Okay, and you're going to be back into the recruitment game. Okay. So anyway, so that's the nuts and bolts of it: recruitment, training, and developing. The most 4 things that motivate people on the planet: rank, recognition, prizes, and money. I recommend everybody to, try get that on a visceral level, because it's very, very powerful, both for this topic, staff recruitment, training, and developing, but also externally for your business. So those 4 things, concentrate on them. But anyways, that's it for recruitment, training, and development.
Thanks so much,
hope that helped out.
Excellent. And thank you for tuning in to this edition of Karl's Kick on staff training, recruitment, and development. We'll see you next time.